We don't want that to happen, do we?
No.
Whew. We made it just in the nick of time.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're live. But geez Louise, that would have been a close one.
What is it, 10 minutes and they boot you?
Yeah, 9 minutes. I think it's 9 minutes and then you get the boot.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Booted.
Yep. I gotta tell you, the spices have been selling. It's been fantastic, awesome. Man. So many great compliments about the spice.
I'm going to send you over more spices then.
The Stogie Road.
Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne, how are you?
Sorry about that. No, it's all right. The Stogie Road has been Big D. Stogie Road spices have been freaking going crazy.
Dude, I'm just saying. Man. Stogie. Oh, why is this? Okay.
What's up, Dwayne? What's up, Big D? Daryl, my man. Kevin Corbally, what's going on?
I love this spice. I use it all the time.
I gotta tell you, man, it couldn't be any happier. Are we gonna try and get our third co-host on right now?
Sure. Yo, no, Kevin, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
What? Very good.
What the hell was that? So, okay.
That was just me being a dick. I was actually moving stuff around, but
okay. You can just drag and drop now.
Yeah, can you? People, if you want to move things around?
Yeah.
The screens? No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, instead of bringing everybody out and down, you can drag and drop. Is the sound better?
Way better, bro. You actually sound good.
Yeah, because the last time I was on, I was using the same mic, the new the Yeti Blue Nano.
Yeah.
Which was not a cheap mic, but now I'm on my really expensive mic. So I didn't have time to set up my normal background and my table and my laptop. Everything was put away.
I'm just glad that Room 101 thing is behind you and you're fully clothed and it's not in front of you and you're naked.
Yeah.
Hola, Dolita.
So, I just realized. Is anybody mad about my hat?
Why should we be?
Okay, I don't. I've been wearing it, and then you never know. You never know who that's going to offend.
Listen, it doesn't offend me. You're going to hell. I can't help you.
It's a great clothing line, Red Devil clothing. I at least put it on my Stogie Road YA Barra.
That is. That balances it out. That cleanses your.
Does it?
Yeah.
I am cleansed.
I gotta tell you, man, today's is awesome. What's up, Robert Brown, my man, Robert Brown? There's a lot of cool things going on.
Hey, Robert.
I mean, obviously, I got you two guys, which are fantastic and awesome. But we got a cigar shop that's opening up this weekend. They're doing a soft launch.
Oh, that's so awesome! I think I saw it on there. Hey, Jennifer.
FH Cigars, my boys at FH Cigars, and I'm actually going over tomorrow morning to catch up with Shayan. And if all things go well, I may do a little live show from there. Mr. Amendola, what's up? So that's what's going on this weekend, and I'm going over tomorrow to have some cigars with those guys. They actually opened up their shop a few years ago in Traveler's Rest, a really small little place. This new place is really beautiful. I did a quick live show, a little quick live thing from there recently. And then next week, we got a great guest coming on. We're going to talk a little bit about his brand, and we're going to talk a little bit about our guest. And then, wow. We hear my echo there. Kevin,
yes.
Really.
I'm trying to share the show.
Get your shit together, Kev. All right, listen. While Kevin gets his shit together, shares the show. No. Go ahead. I'm just going to play the intro. Okay.
You got it.
All right. Hola, brothers and sisters of the Leaf, and welcome to the Stogie Road Diaries. Care here with my good friend and world champion of art. It's not capitalized, so I think everyone named Art feels way better that Lars is not the world champion of art, but the world champion of art, Lars. And then we got our good friend, Kevin Shayan, a Cigar Prop, to come in and do a little bit of co-hosting with us today. It's a very, very, very honored, Kevin, to have you here.
We love it.
Thank you guys for asking me to come on. I'll try and tone down my intro a little bit, and because I know I was loud, so I don't know what my microphone.
Listen, is it good? It's your time, man. Do your intro.
I don't know, because I don't have my background. I can't.
Baby, you look great. Shine.
I can't say that I'm broadcasting from the Drew Estate Experience Acid Studios because I got a Room 101 sign.
What's up, Paul?
Corona sign. So tonight it's the Room 101 Sex Dungeon. That's what I'm broadcasting from. The Room 101 Sex Dungeon.
All right, I love it.
That's what we're calling it when I'm on.
Hey,
this
Big Tony.
side. Yeah.
What that freaking sign has seen.
Yes.
Unbelievable. So, Kev, what are you smoking tonight?
I am starting off with a, which I started before the show, a Herrera Esteli, the Brazilian Maduro. That's the blue label for anybody.
How is that?
I just bought 3 boxes of them, so yeah, it's that good. It's just an absolute. I'll tell you how good this cigar is.
So
how good is
really
it?
Trying to say is he is a badass mechanic, and that's how much money he's making.
I am a badass mechanic. So I was sitting down with Steve Saka having a cigar right when this one first came out, and then he had mentioned that someone gave him one. He was so impressed with it, he actually went out and bought an entire box of these. Never even called Willie to say, hey, I like the cigar, I'd liked it. He just went out with his own money, bought an entire box.
No shit.
All right.
Lars, what are you smoking?
I really have no idea because it's something I rolled I don't know.
47 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much. Over
it.
30 years ago. I have no idea what it was. It's something that's a little more towards the mild side, but it's good.
It looks mild. Hold that bad boy up. That looks like it's nice and...
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I'm smoking the cigar that we introduced tonight that I've been talking about. That's going to be available very, very soon.
I can't wait to smoke one of those.
The Stogie Road. I will make sure that you're on the list, bro.
Thank you.
Kevin had one.
Yes. Great cigar.
The Stogie Road Detour Series 2012 limited edition. We're gonna.
Is that what it's called? You never did tell me that had a name.
I got to thank my friend and my main man, Daryl Iverson from Lit Premium Cigar Experiences. It kind of was like hobbling around going, I don't know what to call it, do this, do that. And he just threw the name out. And I was like, you know what? That sounds awesome, bro. A penny of every sale will go to Lit Premium Cigar Experiences to pay for that royalties.
So
or maybe 10 cents. I don't know, Daryl.
So with that, like a play on that, how everybody, nobody calls cigars Toro, Churchill, Super Toro, whatever anymore. So what you should do is come out with a new series of Vitolas, and then with the Stogie Road, name them after routes, like Route 18, which is your Toro, Route 66 is your Churchill.
Ooh, I like
it's
that.
Too confusing, though. Maybe I should have it, road related, I don't know.
I don't. You get the Stogie Road Route 66 or the Stogie Road Route 81.
Highway 69.
Yeah, Highway 69.
You can smoke it from either end.
Yeah. So
I love that.
Just throwing that out there.
No, I like that. But you have to.
I know.
But it's like hey, is that the Edition 35 or is that the Route 66? It's like no, it's the it's the hazard cone size. Yeah. It's the what? Well, it's the flagman size. It's like a Churchill, but it's the flagman Vitola. Yeah. And I don't have any fancy names. My vocabulary is very limited, and when it comes to
me too.
It's
I much prefer that. Well, I mean, like Lars, you've been doing this forever, so you've seen all of these sizes.
Oh my
change.
God, yeah.
You know,
I just call them by numbers. I never talk about like a Churchill, Robusto, none of that stuff.
Okay, yeah, because I smoked a Super Toro the other day, and I'm like, I don't know what a Super Toro, and it was like the size of a Churchill, and I'm like, well, why don't we just call this a Churchill? Why did it have to be a Super Toro? You know, so
I know.
it's
the roundabout cigar.
Yeah.
Hey,
happy
Dwayne, you know
birthday.
what? In honor of Jennifer and Jessica, I'm going to come out with a cigar called the Jug Handle, just because the damn New Jersey, the Jug Handle state.
Yeah.
You have to do a jug handle to make a freaking left-hand turn.
Oh, that's true story.
Yeah, definitely. That's the Cuban way, right? Just getting numberings.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, is it?
Instead of Vitolas, it's just the numbers, correct? Or am I off on
Numbers
that?
or letters.
Yeah.
Sometimes just A, B, C.
Because I think they're like, oh, you smoked the number 3, which is a Corona, or I'd just pull numbers. I mean, I'm not.
Right.
I didn't know that's where Cuba is where that got its start from. Just
I
the
think
numbers.
I don't know.
so.
I have no idea, to be honest with you at all.
Oh, okay.
But, I know that that a lot of Cuban brands were naming their stuff by numbers or letters.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. If Duncan was here, he could talk 15 minutes of the whole history behind the numeric system and then eventually tell us if we're wrong or right. But maybe we'll have to check up with him on that, because
hey, Barry.
I thought for some reason I knew that. What's up, Bones? Hey, Dave Cribben. What's going on, man? Good to see Dave Cribben at 50 cal.
Yo, Dave.
For some reason, I thought that was the whole concept was that it was, because I looked up, if you look up Vitolas, if you look up Cuban Vitals, I think it is just numbered.
Oh, okay.
I may be wrong.
Got you.
Somebody fact check me, please. It's like on Fox News. Facts check me. Make sure I'm not lying. So, Kev, even Bones said it. You're all over the place, man. You were on the you were just in a little publication, were you not?
I made the cover of Ash Quarterly.
Lars, you're talking about a cover model.
Love
here.
that. Wow. Yeah. Look at that.
Super cool. Yeah, it was an honor to be on the cover, and yeah, we're just kind of everywhere. You know, we're just you just have to stay relevant. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys that. You know, just you keep up in social media, and you just it's social media has a very short memory span. If you go away for a couple weeks or a month, people might not remember you, or the algorithm at least doesn't remember you. So you just gotta keep out there and keep fresh in people's minds.
Yeah, I've noticed that with the social, especially as Facebook, the algorithm has kind of it goes so crazy up and down. Like you could have a show and be like, hey man, we got 20, 30 some viewers. This is great. And at the end, it's like you had a total of 12 people watching. And then you get to do a show and you'll be like, man, it's been a slow night. There's like maybe 12, 14 people watching. It's like, hey, congratulations. There's 1,500 people watching.
It's insane. And they've been sued, I think, twice now, maybe 3 times for just blowing their numbers out of proportion on what you say that what you get and what you view.
Who's been sued? Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, I think they're going through one right now, and it's
really?
just lying to advertisers what your potential reach could be, and they're always just trying to stretch the numbers to make it look better. So it is what it is. That's why I don't ever pay attention to really Facebook numbers.
No.
Hey, Ronnie.
I laugh about
hey,
it.
Joe.
Joe Gord, my man from up in Newtown, Pennsylvania. You got Ronnie out in Chi-Town, just north of there,
Ronnie.
Doing the Great Lakes Smoke show. I can't wait to get back up there. I did a live show with them from the Cuban Experience. I think it was a Cuban Experience. Is that what it was, Ronnie? And actually did the show with them live from the cigar shop and had a great time. Super nice guys, man.
When we were down at the Great Smoke, all the guys came down. We did a little live with them down there. It was fun.
I arrived. He picked me up at the night I arrived. He picked me up at the hotel, and we went to a cigar shop, hung out, and then the next night I took an Uber to the cigar shop and hung out with them all night. And then one of their buddies gave me a ride home.
Wow,
real nice. Yeah, real great guys, and I definitely love that area. Super premium. Super premium. So yeah, I was excited to see you on the Ash Quarterly, Kev.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The cigar prop is everywhere. Never fear.
That's it. Never fear. We got new exciting things coming out. It's I just cemented kind of a cool, new, exciting. I was asked to be part of something yesterday that's coming out this summer, which is super cool. It's never really been done before, and that's what I need to. Now that I need to get Lars a part of this. I need a.
I would definitely be on anything you want me to be on, dude.
Yes, this is super cool. So I need to. I need
chopped liver.
Yeah. No.
No. Here, hold on, Kev. Here,
Oh my God.
I really gotta get Lars involved in this.
It's I have a big right here.
You got a big something.
A huge 3-page non-disclosure that I can't talk about what I'm talking about. So, but care it doesn't.
I'm fucking with you. I'm just joking with you. Lars is freaking.
This thing.
Lars is. I understand. He draws a crowd. I just draw flies. It's cool.
Yeah.
No, are you kidding me? You're awesome, baby. You're awesome.
So, Lars, I'll need your phone number to pass along to someone else.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So to get that, I'm gonna make a note right now. So I'll reach out to you, and we'll get that going. But yes, no care. It's something.
Don't backpedal. It's okay, bro.
Once you find out, you'll understand. So
is it like
Kevin? You don't want to
anti-fat hairy guys or something?
Yeah.
No, Kevin, you don't want to tell Kerr what it really is. And since we have the confidentiality contract,
Yeah.
you cannot know about the rotating fist anal intruder.
yeah.
Trust me, you don't want to be involved, Kerr.
I don't know if I should be elated or offended.
Yeah.
Am I not cute, Kevin? Am I not cute enough for you? Is that what you're trying to say? You have enough bearded guys. You need some clean shaven cowboy hat wearing motherfucker. You got me. Oh my God, you guys are too funny. So, you're drinking your Bacardi, right?
Yeah, as usual. Yep. What do you got there?
Greenville IPA, good.
Oh, you guys have a brewery in Greenville?
Yeah, they got like a bunch of them. You can't swing a dead cat around without hitting a brewery.
What the fuck is? Yeah, it's like, what do you fill that with shot later on? Then you can use it as a weight.
Yeah, see, it's like cucumber water or something. Isn't that funny? It's like a weight.
What is that?
Like I say, you fill it with sand and you have a little weight.
I know.
Yeah. What was that on the Big Bang Theory when he's drinking? It's cucumber water. Someone decided to combine two of the blandest freaking things.
Oh my God! I almost spit all over everything. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So someone decided to combine the two of the blandest things and thought it'd be good. It's actually refreshing. I used to. There was a drink when I lived in Pittsburgh that they used to make that actually had cucumber water like vodka, and it was just really refreshing.
I love that stuff. I love cucumber water. I like to have like a big thing of water that I can just drink from, that I can just drink throughout the day. But I like cucumber. I love watermelon in it. You know, I can't eat watermelon anymore, but I like just that essence of watermelon. It's so good. Throw a couple of watermelon, some orange in it. And
I like the flavor of watermelon, but just it doesn't go well. Kevin, Luigi Lucenti is going to be on the Great Lakes Smoke Show.
Oh, Tuesday night. Luigi is the maker and the inventor of the Cigar Medics, the humidimeter for cigars.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought his name sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Looks like shake weights. It must be. But so we're gonna have.
Have you guys ever tried out the shake weight?
No.
Oh my God. So I thought it was going to be great. Like I thought, this looks like it's actually, I mean, I know the commercials were crazy, but I was like, that actually looks like it would be a good workout tool. So I got like 3 different kinds of weights of shake weights, 3 different levels of weight on it. And I started working out with them, and it was a pretty good workout. And then I ended up like one day I had my balls hurt so fucking much that I could hardly walk. Wait and listen. This is crazy.
I got to know this because.
So I go to my doctor.
I did not expect this.
Yeah, and I go to my doctor, and my doctor said, "Well, you're going to have a ultrasound on your balls." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." There was this. I don't even know if I should tell this story, but I'm going.
You can't stop now.
There was this super hot doctor who was like this young girl doctor who was like maybe 24, 25 years old, and she was interning with my main doctor. That was like his intern for a year, and before she did her internship, and. So he sent me in with her. Now, she had already told people. He even told me that she wanted to hook up with me, and she was really hot. And I had my girlfriend with me at the time. So my girlfriend comes in there with me, with her, doing an ultrasound. And he told me afterwards when I came out, it's only supposed to take like 5 or 10 minutes. And she did the ultrasound and was like literally like basically almost jerking me off for almost 45 minutes. And when we come out of there, and my girlfriend's right sitting next to us watching the whole thing. And we come out of there, and everybody there's a whole bunch of nurses and whatever in the hallway clapping. They think it's funny. I come out, and I go to my doctor. My doctor is like, listen, you got bacteria in your balls. I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's some medical term, but it's bacteria that gets pushed down into your balls. And then the next thing he asked me, he said, did you buy the shake weight? And I was like, yes. How did you know that? He said, I've been getting people who are getting this all the time now from the shake weight. If you you get it usually from lifting way too much weight, and it pushes this bacteria down into your balls, and then you get this thing. It's unbelievably painful, and it lasts for months, and you got to take antibiotics for it and shit. So I had that, and I was walking around with this huge bag of ice on my balls for like about 3 months.
Well, yeah, you get bacteria in your testicles. I mean, that's bad. So, all right, that's it. Great story.
I cannot top that story. But since we're talking about balls, I could just. So probably 2 years ago, I'm having my yearly physical. Maybe 3 years ago. So my doctor, female doctor, I'm laying on the table. Was like, oh, we gotta do the thing, balls, cough, whatever. She's like, we can go get a nurse if you don't feel comfortable. I'm like, oh, whatever. It is what it is. So she's like, okay, stand up and then drop your trousers or drop your underwear. So she's like this on her computer, and then so I'm standing over here and I just drop. So she turns around and then like my junk's like right at her face level, and then she just starts laughing. I mean, just laughing, and and I'm like, "Hey, thanks, Doc. Not a lot of things guys, want to hear when someone's." And then she's like, she just goes, "I've never seen what you got going on there. I got a lot going on down. We're not going to go into that's not a family show, but
tattoos and piercings.
I got a lot of things going on down there. So she, and then so same, after she left, I got dressed. Come out, and then like all the nurses like they were trying not to make eye contact with me, and I'm like, this bitch
you went and told everybody.
I wanted to be like, doesn't HIPAA mean anything?
Oh my God, no, I don't think it does at all.
No, not maybe not within the building. I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing. I have no 45-minute freaking ultrasound. no laughing at the
Yeah.
multi-dimensional whatever road shows going on down there in this land of Shayan down under. I got nothing.
I had an ultrasound on my eye done recently. Now that was weird. They had to put the just like they had to put the jelly on the eye and then the camera.
Oh my
Like,
God.
It was just and I got to have that done like every other year, and that's just the weirdest feeling.
Yeah,
And
Daryl.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great thing about balls. So there's these cigars, right? These wonderful cigars that you're going to want to get when they come available on the VSRcigarfam.com. They are limited. 5-year aged filler. Fantastic cigar.
Now is that
Kevin?
going to be a limited like one run, or is it as you get it in like a once a year thing, or
Right now, it's going to be a limited run. We're going to do it every year. Excuse me, but you know, as the year goes on, I want to be able to get limited releases that are going to be more like the $15 range. You know, cigars, because you know the Stogie Road cigars, the Big Tony, the Edition 35, the Gringo, and the Sandela. You know, they're all about, you know, $8 to $12 range. I mean, they're a good cigar, but I wanted to be able to release a cigar that was not a barber pole, that was more of that higher end cigar, if you will, that you're going to be able to enjoy. Maybe something you're not going to smoke every night, but maybe a special occasion,
listen,
what have you.
5 years. That's a good aging, man.
it is, and that a question I don't think I've ever asked, and then definitely like a follow up on Lars. So, Kara, when you were blending your cigar, did price ever did that, was that at the beginning, or you know like you know, is that something we talk, or is like, hey, you know, it's like where's this price point going to be, because that'll limit what tobacco we're going to be. You're like, okay, I want to be 8 to 10, 8 to 11. And then a follow up on that with Lars is, did you ever blend to a price? You just wanted perfection?
No, I never blended to a price ever. In fact, it's so crazy because some of the cigars that I sold in the beginning, I literally, when we did the crunch the numbers on it, I remember losing like $1.75 per cigar. Because you know, my stuff it's expensive to make, and then the aging process. So you know, literally, I remember there were like about 7 or 8 different cigars I lost money on. One was like $1.75 per stick.
Damn,
I lost money on. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
So, Kara, was that ever, or, you know?
Well, you talk price. I mean, you know, a ballpark. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you talk about what price range you want to be in. You know, also, you know, how is the tobacco going to impact that? The quality of tobacco, well, not quality, but the different types of tobacco. If you know, when you're making a premium cigar, you expect to have premium long filler.
Yeah,
You know, not long filler, short filler, not kind of medium. You want long filler. That's a premium cigar. That's what you're paying for. Same with the binder. You want premium tobacco and wrapper. But you do get into different tobaccos, the availability of the tobaccos. You know, is it going to be extra if you're doing a barber pole? You know, it takes a little bit more time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, a real barber pole, you know, not
Yeah.
not a freaking, you know, half-assed one, a real barber pole. And also, you know, if there is any extra fermentation that needs to take place based off the flavor profile and so on. So that does come up, and that was the discussion. So the other thing too is if you're working with somebody who has fields and their own tobacco, that's great. But if you do work with someone who is you know, like most do, they purchase their tobacco from the farmers and stuff. You have to make sure that you have the availability of that tobacco. You don't want to be like, hey, you know, I want to come out with a brand and I want this tobacco and that tobacco. And they're like, yeah, listen, we can get that, but we can't get it all the time. So your consistency of your cigars, the flavor of your cigars and the blend is always going to vary if I can't be guaranteed to have access to X amount of, you know, tobacco for your cigars. And that was some of the discussions I had with the Candela cigars because what's your availability to to Candela, because that's two of my brands have Candela, and the Big Tony is a or not the Big Tony, the Gringo is a biggie. So all that is taken into consideration and with the pricing and such. Boxes, like paper or plastic, right? Boxes, that's also going to impact if you have working with a factory that can make your boxes, and how ornate do you want it, or are you getting any vistas put inside of it? Do you want to do bundles? So all that stuff does have an impact on the price, especially when you're talking about the taxes when they are brought into the States, on your cigars as well, based on weight. So all that does have does factor into what you're paying per cigar. But we do talk a lot about that up front, and some of those price increasing, things like boxes and stuff, and that doesn't. It's nothing too crazy. But like, okay, it's going to be an extra $5 or $6, a box, per box. If you're being, conscious of the rainforest and stuff, you may go in a different direction. Or what we're doing is we're really working towards trays where you can get all 4 blends in a tray instead of having 4 separate boxes, which is really nice, and that allows the shop to be able to have access to all 4 blends. They could buy a tray, and then from there just order refills for that particular tray.
Oh, okay. Now is that something that the consumer will be, like on a box where they'll be able to get, or not, or a bundle or whatever, where they'll be able to get a mix and match as well, or?
Well, I think at this, most of the lounges that I go to where my stuff is, that they'll take the cigars out and put them in the bin so they can pick one.
No, I mean,
two,
like,
three,
if someone
4.
goes to your website, will you have like samples?
I don't know what we're gonna do yet. We're gonna have samplers. I mean,
yeah.
And on my website specifically for my blends, I don't compete with brick and mortar. I mean, and I allow access to my brands for people who don't have a cigar shop near them. And I've had people contact me and go, "Hey, I know I'm in such and such, and I know your cigars sold at this cigar shop. Can I get them cheaper from you?" And I'm like, "No, buy them from the cigar shop. That's why it's there. You're not going to get them cheaper from me."
That's so much better to do it that way.
I'm like, and I've had people call me and ask me that. Now, come on, can you give me I'll buy more if you give me a deal. And I'm like, no, actually, the more you're talking, I'm going to increase the price for you. Go to the effing, go to your cigar shop. I know the owner. I know the cigar shop. It's a great place. Buy them from them. Don't buy them from me. If someone in Boise, Idaho wants Stogie Road cigars, I'm great, Boise, Idaho. But if someone in Greenville or someone in Rosedale, Maryland, or someone up in Newtown, Pennsylvania, if you want Stogie Road cigars, go to Ned's, go to Dan's Cigar Lounge, go to Boda Pipes. You can get them there.
All right. Now, question for both of you. Do you ever set any type of pricing controls on your cigars? Like Davidoff is like the big one. They're really like stringent, and same with Fuente on their Opus X line. Like,
yeah, I really tried to always make it so nobody discounted the cigars. Now that I'm partners with Alan, I know they have kind of different protocols, but I did talk to him in the very beginning that I didn't want to have like a bunch of discounted stuff out there. So.
Yeah. Well, Lars has a lot of. Lars has been around for a while too.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
Okay, so this is like one of those 1 gram chocolate peanut butter cups, but it's only got 1 gram of carbohydrates, and all that on the top is butter. It's more butter than it is the chocolate.
Yeah, yes, I can see that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my snack.
Oh, right on. Yes.
Wow.
I love
That's a lot of butter. It's a lot of butter, brother.
Yeah, so I love butter.
Cigar cabinet in the house. What's up, Des?
Yeah,
Les.
cigar cabinet. Les. So I love butter so much, and some of my favorite butter is made in Africa. I don't know why. It's like some of the best butter there. And when I travel in Africa, I always bring like a couple Tupperwares around with me that when I buy the organic, all awesome butter, I just toss it in there. And then I'll just carry a big thing of butter with me everywhere. And I'm just putting it on shit all the time, like on everything, because I eat so much butter. But I especially love thin chocolate bars, which is loaded, covered with butter, super dark chocolate.
Now, do you put it in your coffee like some people do?
Yeah, about a half a stick of butter in a cup of coffee.
Oh, that is a lot of butter right there.
It's a lot of butter.
With heavy cream.
Jesus.
Sometimes a mix of 50-50 heavy cream and buttermilk.
Yeah. And now have you tried just a dollop of butter in your coffee?
That'd be no.
Yeah.
I drink my coffee black. And I've heard
that's like the whole thing. People are raving about it. So,
but
I love black coffee. Listen, I love black coffee. I just I'm trying to get. Hey Frank, I'm trying to get as much as I can fat in my diet. So I got to kind of go extra to get all that fat in there.
Well, with that much butter, you are definitely on the right path.
Oh yeah.
You know what's funny is when I was a kid. And I'm going to get that price protection question, Kevin. But when I was a kid, my mom used to make us buttered toast. And then she'd make cocoa. And we would dip our buttered toast in the cocoa and eat the toast. Okay. And then you drink your cocoa afterwards, and it was buttery from all that butter. So okay. I can understand and see the appeal of butter, chocolate, butter coffee, and so on, and if there's health benefits to it, I obviously you get it, but that actually I remember that as a kid we used to call it cocoa and toast. So I can see. I mean I don't know if I can do it now, but back to price. You know, there's there's an MSRP. That butter's going down a little too tough to go down the wrong. Did that butter slide down the wrong tube there, Lars? You gonna be all right?
No, it was the smoking. A little smoke got in the wrong tube.
But we have an MSRP. There's been, you know, I don't have anybody that's discounted them. If they are, I don't know about it. You know, so I don't have that. Hey, can't go below this price. I mean, because they're retailers, they're gonna do what they want. You know, your Davidoff is a little bit different story. Your Davidoff store, you know, but no, I mean, I just tell them this is the MSRP. It's fair. It's a good cigar. You know, most of the folks who smoke cigars are going to feel like they're getting, you know, a cigar for a steal. And that's, you know, when I first came out and I wanted to, you know, release a cigar, I always remember I was trying to look through the eyes of the consumer, who I am a consumer. So when I buy a cigar, you know, when I buy an $8-9 cigar, you know, I want to be able to smoke that, be like, man, that was like I think I got a steal. That should have been like $13. I wouldn't have been mad at $13 because for some reason in my head, when I start going to $10-15, and I'm not like, if I give someone a $10 bill at a cigar shop and I get changed, I feel good. When I start giving 20s or 10s and a 5, and it's one cigar, I become a little bit more. You know, your eye scrutinizes a heck of a lot more. So there's that expectation that needs to be met. So I always want to make sure that the cigar experience, the Stogie Road experience, is one that you're going to feel like you got a great cigar for a great deal, and you're going to keep coming back for more because you're getting a cigar at a price that really it should be a lot more than what you pay for it.
That's great.
And a lot of times that's what we, you know, when we do reviews. I mean, I know Jessica and I, she doesn't care about the price. She doesn't care how much a cigar is. If it's a great cigar, she'll pay $8, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50. She doesn't care. If it's a good cigar and she had a good experience, that cigar was worth whatever the manufacturer was asking for. It doesn't make any difference on the price. For me, like I said, I want a little bit more for a price. You know, when I'm smoking a $25 cigar, you know, at the end of that smoking it, I want to feel, like you said, I want to feel like I got $25 worth. Because there's been many times I smoked a $20 cigar, and it's like, this was like $6. Like I feel like, you know, because not
I've done that many times where I smoked other people's like $30 and $35 cigars, and I'm just like, not really.
Yeah, you know, just like you know, it's kind of, you know, like the first time I smoked an Atabey, $28, and I'm like, this is what people's been talking about, $28 for, you know, an Atabey. I mean, I could have had a Davidoff Anniversario number 2 Tubos for $18 and had a cigar 10 times better than this. You know, it's,
or I could have had, you know, several Tatuaje. What's the Faustos? You know, that's a great freaking cigar. Every time I buy a Fausto, I'm like, I feel like I should have a parrot on my shoulder and a patch on my eye. I just feel like I ripped off somebody because it's that good at the price.
Yeah. But yeah, I factor in price all the time with cigars, and I don't know. Some people say, you know, some people don't like doing that. I mean, that's just part of anything. You know, when you buy a $40,000 car, you know, or a $10,000 car,
right?
You know, price factors into everything.
I've had the Atabey, and I thought it was a decent cigar, but
you're a
not
mechanic.
that much.
So you were like from the 70s and 60s and 50s, Jaguars did not run.
Yeah, never.
You bought a Jaguar, and it was just a 50-50 chance whether it was going to drive the whole wherever you were going. You're going a 20-mile drive.
A fantastic electrical system.
Yeah, it could just break down at any point.
Yeah,
those Jaguars were crazy.
Yeah, the Jaguar, you know, during that time period, and then those Mercedes diesels that they came out with, and
the Mercedes diesels, weren't they pretty interesting though? Because like you could drive those for 100 miles even with no oil in it.
Yeah, they were unique.
That was an interesting little thing.
They were tanks. My roommate in college had a Mercedes diesel.
Yeah, I'm not a car guy. I just grew up around those kind of car things. So
yeah, my roommate in college had a Mercedes diesel, and it was a tank, and you try to merge into traffic, and you're like, okay, I'm going slow. There's no pickup, but if someone hits me, I'm safe because it's because the only thing this thing is missing is a turret.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, what is that cigar you're smoking, Kevin?
This is one Care sent me. This is the Room 101, the Fudu Mayu. I forget what do they call this, Care? What is this size? It's or the Vitola is called.
Oh, isn't that the teardrop penis? I can't remember. Is that Perfecto? That looks like a Super Perfecto.
It would actually be called like a Super Perfecto, but
Super duper.
Yeah, like if anybody knows in the chat panel, I forget what this is called.
It's a fantastic cigar.
Looks nice.
It is. It's a great smoke. I got it. It was in Stogie Bird, and I contacted Sam and picked up a couple. And I know Kevin's a big Room 101 fan, and I love it. I only have one left, because they're just as soon as I got them, I'm like they were just so freaking good. The flavor, the transition. I love cigars that transition too on flavors. Just big fan of that. That's why this cigar here, I'm smoking this now. We've been on for what, 45 minutes. And, I've been puffing away at it, but it's burning so incredibly slow. I'm getting good smoke output, but it started off a little bit like allspice with a little bit of pepper. Now it's getting a little bit of cinnamony, but not overwhelming. But the one thing I do like is that flavor of aged tobacco.
Oh my God, yeah.
I love the flavor of aged tobacco.
It looks like online they're calling it a figurado, but I didn't think that this was a figurado.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah, happy birthday.
That's not what my doctor said.
That's what our doctor said. I know what was funny is Kevin, what when I sent him this cigar, I think
She should have used her hands to jiggle your balls, and then we'll see what happened.
It would have sounded like someone picked up a jewelry box. But Kevin lit this up and contacted me, said I want a box because I just lit this up.
I love that.
He said I took a couple drags of it. I want a box. I said, don't worry, Kevin, we got you. That's your cue, Kevin.
What's that? Yes. I want. Yeah, I heard one of the box.
Cue.
I did want a box. My cue was that. Am I supposed to take my clothes off? We
were good with the clothing.
Yes, this is a great cigar. It's got that the tip on it. I forget, which is always annoying. Some people cut the tip of it off. Like they circumcise it for the most part. Because it takes like 2 or 3 minutes sometimes to burn through the tip and then get into the meat of the cigar. I forget what that's called. What is that?
The hell are you talking about? I'm talking about the cigar I'm smoking, the Stogie Road Detour.
Oh, I thought we were talking about this one. I thought we were still talking about this one.
No, I'm fucking trying to do a promotion here and get you to freaking say something. We got the You Like Room 101. I seen your interview with freaking Matt Booth, Kevin, fanboy. I'm saying when you smoked this one.
That was an amazing cigar.
All right, go back to your Room 101 story. It's way, way better. God almighty. Got to prompt Lars. Jesus. Kevin, eat a butter freaking cup.
It's a rough
Buttercup. Night. I love that. That's what this should be called, the Buttercup.
The Buttercup.
So good.
Yeah. That's his next cigar, the Buttercup.
Uh-huh.
Well, next week, if all things go well, we are going to have a guest on tomorrow night or next week.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm really excited about our guest because we've been talking about the cigar for a while now. And it is going to be Gary from the brand 1776.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm not familiar with Gary.
Gary's I've interacted with Gary several times. Super nice guy.
He's a great guy. I've known Gary for over 20 years.
Yeah. Gary's a really nice guy, very down to earth, and what's really cool is he's very humble, like very gracious and very humble. So I'm excited about having him on the show and talk about this brand because we're going to be carrying it very soon on the VSRCigarFam.com page. Smooth sailing the crown and the culture. I'm a fan of it. And I got to tell you the crazy artwork and I'll say crazy artwork. I got to say it's very like the culture.
Am I allowed to say that I smoked that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I smoked the culture, and then
Kevin, your prompts are bad tonight, bro.
I didn't because you told me not to say anything when you first sent them to me, but I'm like, well, now you're talking about them, so can I talk about them?
You sure can.
Good cigar.
It's that 666 hat screwing you up, bro.
It is messing with me.
It is.
So yes. I'll be interested to hear because I said I've never heard of him, so I'll be interested to hear his story and hear a little bit more about the cigar because both of the ones I think you sent us two.
I sent you the crown,
yeah,
and I sent you the culture,
yeah,
and I love the artwork, the band.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The cigar itself, this one here is definitely the culture takes me back, man. This takes me that's my time machine, bro. It is.
It was a little much for me.
It was a little much for you.
It was a little much for me that one.
What was a little much for you? Just curious.
Just the patchouli was a little much for me. Just I don't want to call it infusion because I don't know. So I'm gonna say infusion if that's the proper term for the cigar.
Flavoring.
the flavoring, the infusion. Like I said, I hate using the wrong term on someone's cigar, and it was it was strong, floral to the nth degree. And then the other one would have been the Crown. A little bit, I like that one. A little bit more scaled back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I enjoyed that one just a little bit more.
The Crown had, and I want to get you the smooth sailing, but the Crown to me tasted had a little bit more of that brandy kind of sweet whiskey flavor to it. It was a little bit sweeter. The culture is very spicy. It definitely has some spice to it. And what I usually do when I smoke it is I let it sit out for a little bit to, and then I smoke it. And the one thing is with smooth sailing is it starts off really creamy. Like I'm like, man, this is a really mild cigar. Like I'm not a big mild cigar smoker, but when I'm trying out a new brand, I'm going to carry or someone I want to, interview, I smoke it. And I probably got about a third of the way through. And I sat it down. I went inside, grabbed, some water, something, came back out, picked it up and started smoking again. And it was like freaking this quick transition of pepper just hit me. And then it really picked up character for the last 2/3. And I was really kind of impressed with that. Let's see here.
Yeah, I was over at Cigars International actually with Gary and a couple of his other boys. And a whole bunch of other people. This was, I think, last Saturday. This past Saturday, and it was. He hooked me up with a couple cigars. I smoked them. I thought they were great. I really enjoyed it. It was an awesome smoke. I actually.
What did you like about it? Now, I see. I didn't realize that you had met up with him and had some. See, now I can ask you your opinion. But but before you give it, Lars, Daryl did point something out.
What was
Kevin's wearing? He's wearing his 666 hat. He's got smoking hot over his head and a devil freaking thing over his red demon over his shoulder. That's like your secondary lounge. That's like coming to you live from Satan's Studios. Kevin Shayan. It's a very, very dark atmosphere, Kev.
Yeah, I like it though. It's good.
Yeah, it's my alter ego, if you will.
Is this your alter
dungeon?
Yeah. The Room 101 sex dungeon.
I like that.
Go ahead, Lars. I'm sorry.
No, I love that.
Had to point that
yeah,
one
so
out.
I smoked it. I thought that I got into it. I smoked all three kinds, and it was very good.
Now what is what's his and I don't want to ruin it till next week, but Lars said you said you've known him for like 20 years, so I mean he's
been in and around the cigar biz a little bit, but also a cigar influencer, and also he's been in the music industry. I don't know if I should really be talking about too much of what he's done and not done, but he's been like a behind the scenes guy in the music industry for a long time too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting. I'm really looking forward to the interview, and as I said, the interactions I've had with him have been very. I mean, he's just comes across as a very genuinely nice guy.
Yeah, he really is,
and really humble. I mean, we had contacted before, and I think a few weeks ago when we talked about the brand, he's like, "Man, I really appreciate you giving me a shout. It's so nice of you, and I'm very honored." And I'm like, "We got to have you on the show because we're gonna be, I want to bring your stuff in." So I'm looking forward to it and learning a little bit more because I'll tell you the whole packaging and the delivery of this cigar is so unique, right?
It is.
We're gonna be selling 3 packs of this cigar, right? But each of them comes wrapped up in this newspaper that really is just when you start reading some of the articles and what's on these things, it's mind blowing. Then every cigar comes with something very unique. And just and when you have someone who takes this much effort and care in the presentation, the cigar better be good.
Yeah.
And I mean really. And I think they definitely did a great job on being able to do a fantastic presentation and delivering a great cigar with that presentation.
Yeah, because I don't know if you're like that, Care. When you see a cigar, and same with Lars, when it's in a beautiful box or it's got a beautiful band, or sometimes it's got a full band. So you're looking into this, and I know as entrepreneurs and manufacturers, I'm the same thing. I'm like, all right, are they trying to hide something? It's like, so you put all this beautiful packaging, and it's like that cigar better stand up, to that packaging.
Yeah, I thought the construction was great.
Yeah,
it was flawless.
Yeah,
there was
it was great construction. It was awesome stick. They were all awesome sticks, actually. Even though the mild one, the smooth sailing, that was a really good. That was a good cigar. But yeah, I when I see really good packaging, I am like, I'm not really thinking like, is someone trying to pull something on me? But I definitely am looking at it like, I wonder how many little kids were making this stuff in China.
No, I mean, it's a fair point. I mean, I know when I look at the same thing, Kevin, I think, pricing, right? And then also the presentation, those set your expectations, right? Because you're already smoking the cigar with your eyes, and Lord knows you're smoking a cigar with your wallet when you pay for it. So when you sit down and you actually smoke the cigar, it has to live up to those two expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. And when you have something like that, I've smoked plenty of cigars, had beautiful artwork, beautiful cigar band. I spoke and I'm like, man, that was a little bit of a letdown, for me.
Yeah.
But then I've also smoked other cigars where the band is just about as plain and as basic as it could be, but a fantastic cigar, one that you may have looked over in a humidor, just because of the simplicity of the cigar band.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier a Tatuaje. I don't know if anybody has more simple bands than Pete Johnson does. It's a very, and he likes to say Cuban-esque bands. They're very simple, wants the cigars to speak for themselves. But as you guys both know, Lars knows what, probably got some of the coolest bands that's ever been produced in the cigar world. They're they're very noticeable. When you walk in, you notice that band. You want to know who the naked guy on the cover is on the band, and but it's not so over the top, extravagant to where it's like, the band is everything about the cigar. It's just enough to where the band draws your attention, and then you get the cigar and it speaks for itself.
No, definitely.
Hey, at least I used pictures of me when I was really young naked. It wasn't like a modern day one. That would be bad.
Yeah.
I think that would end sales real fast.
Yeah.
That'd be on the discount table.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what, though? And that, I think after, you build a reputation, name it, and more importantly, a good cigar, you can have that, everybody knows Tatuaje, and that's why when you walk by and you see the band, there's sometimes at my age too where I'm like the band. I'm like, okay, which one is this? I'm like, but what's funny is, when you get them, you're going to get a good cigar. So, and that's where I do appreciate, and when I started doing the show with Duncan 5 years ago, we really went over the whole cigar lifestyle, everything, the art, the music, the food. That's another reason why we expanded even on the VSRCigarFam.com, where we have spices and working with Lars on the spices and barbecue sauce.
Oh my God, dude, that barbecue sauce, just so you guys can see out there, like, I don't know if you can see it. Well,
I'm not naked on it, Kev. It's
okay. But anyways, that is like almost completely finished. I almost completely finished this bottle. It's literally sitting right next to me because I use it constantly. It's my go-to sauce now. And I have a lot of my own sauces I make all the time that I have for myself that I use all the time. But I'm telling you, this Stogie Road barbecue sauce, Carolina style, it's amazing. It's one of my favorite things I've made, one of my favorite things I eat every single day.
It is fantastic.
I will make a huge plate of bacon and use this on my bacon.
Yeah.
I used it on my roast pork. I used it on my slow cooked chicken that I have that I'm slow cooking now. And I just cut up a bunch of that chicken, poured that on there, boom, eat it with chopsticks. Love
we
it.
made forget Jessica had to work late last night, so I made baked potatoes and some other stuff for Gabby and I last night. So the baked potatoes, I coated them with oil, and then I coated them with the Lars your garlic, and then and then the other season whatever there's another seasoned salt, and just coated them and
the seasoned salt's great.
Yeah, and then Lars, baked them, and I tell you, I have never seen Gabby eat a baked potato that fast in her life.
Oh, that's awesome.
They were just so delicious, and it was amazing. Those two together and just packed it in there. It was great.
Thank you so much.
It's great seasoning. Jennifer made steaks and just used the garlic, and the flavor just popped. I put your seasoned salt on everything, and now since I had the Stogie Road seasoned salt, I use that because there's a special ingredient in that just really.
I use that all the time too.
Takes it to the next level. And Jennifer uses it. It's great, and that's one of the reasons why we offer that. And that the barbecue sauce. I had somebody ask me, well, why does it have that kind of flip top that just kind of squirts? And I'm like, well, true barbecue sauce, especially when you got Carolina barbecue sauce, the way it's used is that you prepare your pork, your pulled pork, and then when you put it on the sandwich, you top it with barbecue sauce. They give you a number of barbecue sauces. It's not a manwich. You don't, it's not something that you cook in a sauce. You actually
nothing against manwich. I like a good manwich.
Everyone likes a good manwich.
Yeah.
But you have your different ways of preparing pork, especially down here, and whether it's smoked, and then they pull it, and then you put the sauce on top of it, and then you're good to go.
True story.
That's the way it should be.
Bones wants to know if you fed Wyatt too.
Yes, I fed Wyatt too.
Get Bones trying to bust your balls already.
Yeah. Wyatt eats basic food. I actually have to cook for Gabby and I.
But the Lars, and that's where it first started is getting the spices from Lars, getting the garlic, getting the adobo sauce, getting that and Jennifer used the adobo sauce in her chili. It was great.
The adobo's amazing. That's one of the best adobos ever.
It is. It's fantastic.
Now, what's I'm not familiar with that one yet, Care. What's the how do you spell that? What do you on? You say
dude, when we switch numbers, Kev, I'll make sure I send you a package out.
Okay.
With a bunch more spices and.
Or you can go to VSR Cigar Fam, Kevin, and just buy some. It's up to you.
That's true too.
No, it's. Lars, get into that spice because it's adobo, Cadiz adobo.
So that's where in Spain where they first really created adobo. Now adobo was really using special herbs that were antibacterial agents.
Okay.
So that you could dry and cure meats and it would last for a year or two.
Or use them for your balls earlier.
Exactly. That too. Oh, great. Delicious.
So, you said you had bacterial infection. I'm just trying to be helpful here.
No, I know. That would be helpful. So, right on the balls, let the girls lick it off. It's good. So
how did I know it was going to go there? If I said that, I should just kept my mouth shut. Go ahead, Spain, adobo.
Yep. So that's what they originally used, those herbs. So I saw like in the modern day market with adobo, it's basically just salt, garlic, and onion. Then that's just garbage. That's not really how adobo is, or adobo is supposed to be used. And you really have a whole ton of different herbs that you use in adobo, real true adobo. So that's what I really tried to develop. And the flavor with it is just amazing. And it's antibacterial. So it's like the real herbs they used back then with the antibacterial agents. And it just makes an incredible seasoning.
Now, how did you come up with that? I mean, did you in Spain? I'm assuming you were in Spain. Someone taught you like the traditional way.
That's exactly right. But also, not only that, I really am a historian on food and seasonings and spices, and I like to study the history of food. And so, every time I'm traveling around the world, I like to go ahead and find great chefs and also people who are like understand the history of that country and understand the history and behind the seasonings that I'm trying to work with or work on, or any of even the food I'm trying to make.
Daryl's asking about the Carolina
Yeah,
style vinegar base, which is
yeah,
your traditional.
similar.
Yeah, and that's
It's got a different angle to it, but yes, it's a vinegar based one. It's a vinegary mustardy based kind of thing, but it has a different little angle to it. It's a little souped up to 11.
What's nice about it is some of the sauces that you can get is very thick, and it's not thick. You got to shake it vigorously, as it says on the label.
Oh yeah,
But but it's not that really thick, gooey, sugary salt because, as you said, there's 0 carbs.
there's no sugar in it at all.
So I mean, it's also healthy as well. And I
Absolutely.
tell you, I'm dying as we enter more of the spices and barbecue sauce on the website. I'm dying to try your curry. Now I'm a curry guy. If I put curry in the house, Jennifer and Joseph like freaking run for the hills because I put curry on almost everything. And one of the things that I've done in the past, and I love it, is you get a baked potato, right? And then you take chicken and you chop it up and mix it up with mayonnaise like you make chicken salad, and then you put curry in it, and then you stuff the baked potato with it.
Oh, it's the best. I love
That's
that.
fantastic.
And also on popcorn. It's great.
I'm a curry fan.
Well, I'm going to
curry.
send you some bottles of curry too. That'll be in my next package to you.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of Indian food and any curries used in Thai food. I just that and coconut milk is just
awesome.
incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah, whenever I want to go venture off into that area, I'm usually eating by myself.
Well, I'll tell you one of the really good spicy curries that comes out of Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia is a thing called laksa, which it's about, if you do it properly, it's about a 3-day prep time, but it's like this spicy noodle soup that has like tons of beef and pork and fish and shrimp and whatever in it. And it is just amazing with spicy noodles, and it's just so good, and it's
You're making
super
me hungry.
hot.
It's one of the things. It's one of the things I really with traveling. When I was traveling a lot, I did miss like going into areas and being able to just sit down and just try different foods. And the best place that I've ever spent most time in was in Northern Virginia and going into DC, and just the ethnicities, the different cultures in that whole area was incredible. And it was the first time I had Ethiopian food.
Oh, Ethiopian food's amazing.
The spice that they use in Ethiopian food
Incredible.
is just.
Did you have that soury, spongy bread that you eat the food with?
Yeah, you don't use forks, you eat with that. Now,
Yep.
Now you say
So
spice,
good.
you mean spicy as in red hot spicy or just spicy and peppery or
It
it's a
depends.
different kind of it was a different kind of spice to me. It wasn't like that obnoxious hot. It had flavor and spice.
okay.
Yeah, and a good amount of tamarind.
But I'll tell you what, it did tear my stomach up later at night. Thank God I was in a hotel room by myself. But I got to tell you, it was fantastic. It's just incredible food. And then that's when I started getting into Peruvian food, and Peruvian chicken was when I was working up in that area. Just the spices in their foods and the chicken is just, oh my God. There's nothing better than going and eating Peruvian chicken and then just, stopping at a cigar shop and grabbing a cigar and sitting down with a cup of coffee and having a great cigar after a good meal. A good
True
spicy
story.
meal like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
not a fan of Peruvian tobacco too much in cigars. Not a huge fan of Peruvian tobacco.
Have you worked with Peruvian tobaccos, Lars?
Yeah, yeah.
Your thoughts?
I mean, it really just depends. You really want to combine. You have to look at what you're actually trying to create, and then you take the tobacco from a farm that is going to give you the tobacco that is going to meet the flavor profile of the cigar you're creating. So I've been able to create some really good cigars with tobaccos from all over the world. I mean, even like Indonesia, a lot of people like talk shit on Indonesian tobacco. I fucking love Indonesian tobacco.
I'm not sure if I've ever heard of a cigar with or that doesn't
there's
ring
a
a bell.
ton. There
You hear
are
a lot of
so
people
many,
use it for binder.
and also wrapper leaf. Then people don't say it's really from Indonesia, but it is Indonesia wrapper leaf, and Indonesian wrapper leaf is awesome. I just think that it's just not. The countries like try to build up hype about their products, just like in America, everyone wants to build up that hype for the wine biz in Napa Valley, when really the best wines, I think, coming out of the United States, I don't drink anymore, any wines anymore, but is coming out of Oregon. They have like the most amazing wine.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I think for the last, even like 150 years ago, they were winning championships of like the best wine in the world in France. That was made in Oregon. That was like the most fashionable wine around the world.
Really?
They just didn't talk about it because everything was being shipped outside of the United States. They didn't sell it in the U.S. That's when Napa Valley developed their own thing and marketed and promoted their own.
Well, I can see that. Oregon, even Washington, it's all about the altitude where they're growing and the earth, just like with tobaccos.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was in Pennsylvania, I belonged to a sommelier club, which I just joined. A doctor was part of. I was like, yeah, I'll join it with you. And I remember going to a vineyard in Pennsylvania, and them talking about getting the right altitude in some of the mountains in Pennsylvania, mirroring some of the altitudes that they were growing wine in California. And they've actually produced some pretty decent wines in Pennsylvania. Some of the vineyards and wineries in PA.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Especially they have ice wine or dessert wines, which you kind of keep in the freezer and keep it really chilled ice, and you drink that as a dessert wine. Their ice wine. They actually when they go through the fermentation process, everything they freeze to the point where it gets ice crystals. So. I used to drink a lot of wines back in the day. Now it just tears my stomach up. It's just, I love red wine, but it just gives me heartburn almost just smelling it anymore. But yeah, Oregon, I can see that, but I didn't know it was that popular. And Kevin, you may want to check me on this, but I don't want to misspeak, but I think M. Bombay uses a lot of Indonesia tobacco.
Okay, yeah, I've only
check that
ever
out.
smoked.
I might be wrong.
Yeah, and I see Barry's had put in the chat that Rockefeller has a cigar with an Indonesian wrapper.
That's interesting. Yeah, I know what I've heard and read as Lars said. Indonesian tobacco. Usually, you hear a lot of people say, Indonesian tobacco. It's a great binder. If you just want a binder that doesn't, just use it as a binder.
No, the wrapper leaf's amazing, and their tobacco that comes out of Indonesia is really awesome.
You see, if you have someone who's knowledgeable or knows how to utilize it and get the right tobacco, you kind of could dispel that myth. But I think M. Bombay makes it. M. Bombay has pretty decent cigars. Mel Shaw makes a pretty good cigar.
Now, Lars, is there some, you've been doing it so long, is there some place that doesn't make tobacco anymore that used to be like, because of whatever in the world, and it's like, oh, I really wish this country still produced
okay,
tobacco.
So they still produce it. It's just not at the same level that it used to be. In West Cameroon, in Africa, they had some really good tobacco coming out of there.
Okay.
And I really utilized a lot of that wrapper leaf. But, they just, it was even war-torn back then. But, you fly in and there's one government in power. And when you're leaving, it's like the guerrillas control the airport now.
Another government when you leave.
Yeah, there's like a coup going on.
Yeah.
And
now, is that how you found a lot of your tobaccos, Lars, just in your journey? Were you traveling the world to find tobacco, or were you traveling the world because you love to travel the world and then you happen upon these
No, I think it basically was both.
Okay.
He was
Both.
traveling the world to find himself, and he found tobacco.
And he found that is a start of a fantastic book. He was
Yeah,
traveling the
I love
world to
that.
find himself, but instead he found tobacco.
He found himself in Cameroon.
Hey, Kevin, did you ever read my book on cigars, Lars on Cigars?
I didn't know you had a book.
Okay, so there is a printed copy. I don't think there's any in stock anywhere, but now, if you go to larsteatons.com, and you look on the About Us page,
Yep.
on the right hand side, if you're looking on your computer, if you're looking on your phone, you just scroll down. But if you're looking on your computer, on the right hand side, I have my book right online. You should read it.
Oh
Check
yeah,
that out.
definitely.
I'm using my Cigar Prop cigar,
Yeah.
custom made. Kevin made this out of my cigar boxes.
I love that.
He made a whole set of a pen, my cigar prop that I
Dude,
still
that's
use.
beautiful. Okay.
thank
my little
you.
cigar poker. I need a pipe. I need one of those pipes. He made this cigar prop for me
I love that.
out of my
That's beautiful.
boxes. And he made he actually recently made a little like a little chest with drawers out of the
Wow,
out of the lids.
that's amazing.
He's a very talented young man.
Yes, it's beautiful. I love that.
That's the necessity, whenever you're, I don't like buying a lot of stuff. I love just making stuff, like Lars with your handbags, your wallets. It's like, why go out if you have the ability, and granted, not everybody has the ability to make a wallet or a cigar stand, but there's just a little bit more pleasure when you're using something that you created.
Absolutely, I'm with you 100%. Yeah,
We got to have a show on your leather products, Lars.
Yeah, we should. We
I
should
have one of the
definitely do
wallets.
that.
I have one of the wallets. It's pretty cool. I mean, I'm a big fan. It's very fashionable. I feel very hip. Like not
It
like
is fashionable.
not like an old dad with a leather wallet. I feel very hip when I have it.
Yeah, it's a very fashionable. My leather stuff is pretty cool. I think I've said it before, but I started doing the leather stuff because my sisters had me make it for their Barbie dolls. So I started making little bags for their Barbie dolls.
That's nice.
Did you ever get into like leather cigar accessories?
Yeah, of course I did. I did some like the most beautiful cigar cases that when I started, this is going back.
Good night, Paw.
Oh,
Sorry,
over-
Lars. Say good night to my dad.
Good night, Tony.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, Dad.
Big Tony. Over 30 years ago, I was doing this. Is probably closer to like 40 years ago. I was already making leather cigar cases. The kind of stuff that I was doing was, I still have a few that are around, but the stuff I do is like really high end cigar cases. I'll take one out for the next show. I'll show you like some of the stuff that I did, and some of the things I used to make it that made it really pretty a safe case to be able to take with you and not get crushed.
Oh,
I wonder
nice.
if anybody's ever done like a leather wrapped like desktop humidor would be cool with some brass rivets and.
I did do that.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
how cool is
Years
that?
and years and years ago. I've made a bunch of those things. In fact, I made one probably recently, maybe in the last 10 years, I made one like that. And they wanted like a Western gear to it. And I had like a little kind of horns and stuff on it and little like little skulls on it and stuff and leather and
Oh, that's
and
cool.
big screws that I put in there. So it had like that kind of really
Oh, wow.
steampunk kind of not steampunk, but yeah, steampunk kind of vibe to it.
That's just one thing that I guess the Chinese market has kind of taken away from a lot of the really cool cigar accessories. Someone will look at a cigar case that you produce, which I've seen some really nice cigar cases now, even like a 3-finger case, that sells for $200, $300, and people will be like, well, what? I just go on Amazon, I can get a leather one for $30, and some people they don't appreciate the quality. And then those same people, which I find funny, I only smoke Fuente Opus X. I'm like, okay, so you want the best of the best in your cigar, but when it comes to your accessories, you want cheap accessories. I didn't, just get something nice, but
my cigar cases, the ones that are like the vintage ones that are like all numbered and, that where each case is numbered, those are over $3,000 a piece.
Oh.
For a 3 cigar holder. Right?
Is that what they sold for? Or is that now because of the vintage? And
no, even now but back then they were selling for $3,000 a piece.
God, you
Kevin will take 2.
One for you, one for Jess. Bastard, I'm like, God,
And then I had other cases that were just like, so those were made out of like pink ivory, which is not ivory, it's not elephant tusk. So please let me make sure everyone understands that. So pink ivory, I'm really, really against anybody using ivory. I can't believe that here in America that they only just recently made it illegal to sell ivory in the United States, and it's going to be a 5-year plan to make it illegal in China. But that should never be legal. I mean, almost all the other countries have been made it illegal to sell ivory, and there's just no way we should be selling ivory anywhere or even having any ivory anywhere. Because elephants are probably smarter than people, and they have this whole social environment, and they're really advanced species of beings, and we should never be slaughtering them for jewelry that we're wearing. That's crazy. But this pink ivory is from a tree in Africa. It's actually part of the Zulu tribe nation. Okay, so it's trees are a living thing, so whatever. Okay, I get it, but you're not supposed to really have the pink ivory either. That's illegal to take out of Africa. But it's like part of the tribal thing for the Zulu tribes, and it's a beautiful wood, and it looks kind of pinkish, and they call it pink ivory. But it's from this African Zulu tree, and I had that on the top and bottom, and on the outside it was black ostrich skin, and then on the inside all oak, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful case, and metal pieces on both sides, so it was basically non-collapsible. And
ostrich skin.
Yeah.
Ostriches are assholes, so.
Yeah, fuck those ostriches. And they're not going extinct. We don't have to worry about it.
I'm with you. There's enough of them to go around.
Fucking elephants are going extinct. Come on, man. That's crazy.
Well, we had a conversation about the woolly mammoth.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Right, Kev?
Yeah.
We got to clone them. They got to eat. They'll stamp down the snow, and their shit will melt the ice, and it'll grow green grass.
I think it's just insane that that it still was illegal. It was legal for so many years to sell ivory here in the United States. So we're one of the last ones. We got to think about that, man. As a country, are we that country that we're going to be one of the last ones to make killing elephants illegal?
Yeah, to answer Bones' question, no, Bones, I will not. The manufacturing of a 2-prong nub tool. Carrot, you can show them like that your little nub tool. Yeah, I got to buy 10,000 of them from the manufacturer. If I want a 2-prong version of that, that's a whole nother tooling, and I got to buy 10,000 of them. And I don't know about anybody else, but I can't afford to buy 10,000 of any one item.
Not unless Barry buys 9,000 of them.
Yeah.
9,900.
Yeah. So the 1-prong nub tool will sell for $20, and the 2-prong will sell for $80.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
No.
Or nobody will pay for it. And that's the
Gotcha.
downfall sometimes on manufacturing is just you've just got to take into consideration, Lars. You know that
Oh yes,
what your end consumer is willing to pay, and
right.
that's what dictates everything. There's been so many projects that I've stopped at the design phase, just at the CAD drawing, get it all done, and then it's like, okay, it's going to cost this. I'm like, it can't be done.
Yeah, so I mean that's like very interesting because that's like something that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to manufacturing. Everybody thinks like, oh, they have these ideas that they can create this, they can create that, or just because they like something that they're going to be good at designing it. No, you have to think about so much other stuff when you're designing anything, and part of that is thinking about how much is it going to cost me to manufacture, how much will I be able to, will the market bear? And a lot of the times, especially like if it's $20 versus $80, you may sell 100 in the year, $80 whatever tools, but for the $20 ones, you may sell 1,000 of them, and it's more cost effective to do 1,000 than 100.
Yeah. Yeah, just watch Shark Tank if you have any questions about that, right? I mean, you always see people going into
Never
Shark
watched
Tank.
Shark Tank.
We watch it. It's interesting because people will come in and they'll say, "Hey, here's my product," and that's the first thing they start asking: How much does it cost to manufacture it? How much is your cost? How much do they pay it for? What's your profit margin? How many are you selling? Okay, all that sounds good. So where'd you go wrong, or why do you need the money? I find it very interesting.
When
Yeah,
I started, I was not a smart business person,
Yeah.
so I just did not even think about any of that stuff. I should have, but I was really just like, oh, I want to manufacture this, so I'm going to figure out how to make it, and then I'm going to set up a factory and make this stuff. And yeah, it was probably, I think it's just because it ended up a lot of the stuff worked. Uh, oh, he's worked with leather for 15 years. That's very cool. Cigar
Oh
Cabin.
yeah, yeah.
Love that.
Des, I've got an idea for you, and I'll get with you later on a cool cigar holder that a few leather guys have done, but they've done them so cheaply, and I hate them. And I have an idea for a cool one, so I'll get with you, Des. But yeah, I've never worked with leather. I worked with a fire hose material. I used to make some cool stuff out of a fire hose.
That's cool.
Which is a nightmare to work with as well. Probably not probably every bit as hard as leather, but
ballistic Kevlar. Oh my God, that's some hard shit to work with.
What are you making out of ballistic Kevlar? Are you making Lars Teton's bulletproof vest?
Well, I have done that, yes, but no, I made like some bags for Rick Allen, the drummer from Def Leppard.
No.
What, Kevin? Come on.
I know of Def Leppard. Is he the one-armed guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I make a special bag just for him.
Yeah. Out of Kevlar.
Well, it's Kevlar, and because it's like a vegan bag, it has no leather in it.
Yeah.
So it's like Kevlar and ballistic Kevlar and it has like a upholstery grade imitation leather, but it's like super strong, super durable. It's more durable than leather.
You can buy backpacks for your kids that are ballistic Kevlar.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I've done them. I've done ballistic Kevlar in suits, and I've done it in backpacks and briefcases and all sorts of stuff.
What makes it so hard to work? Is it sewing it, or is it?
Yeah, and it frays on the edges, so you got to do a bunch of glue and also sewing, and also you got to back it up with all sorts of stuff and glue that, and it's just a pain in the ass.
Okay.
Especially if you're not using heat on it, because the heat will make it form. But if you want it to be soft like a bag, then you have to do it a whole different way.
Oh, okay.
How do you not know Def Leppard, Kevin? How do you not know?
I know
Allen?
of Def Leppard. I couldn't name a single song offhand, but I know.
Pour some sugar on
Oh, okay. Yeah,
me.
everybody
But
knows that song.
that's even I'm talking old Def Leppard. Me and my wine.
Heartbreak.
On Through the Night, like their first album. I mean,
Yeah.
that
I
was
mean, the first album.
it was On Through the Night.
High and Dry. I can't remember now.
That was High and Dry was their second one. Their first one was It's Just Me and My Wine.
Yeah, I love that song too.
And then Gypsy, sitting looking pretty.
See, I grew up on 60s beach music. You know, Jan and Dean, Beach Boys. So that's what I grew up on.
If I know Dead Man's Curve,
yeah,
and I know Me and My Wine, you got to get up with this, Kevin, because actually their original guitarist, Steve Clark, he died several years ago. He's of alcoholism.
Actually, a long time ago. Both of their guitar players died. And Phil and Vivian took over.
Yeah, Vivian Campbell. But I used to love Steve Clark, man. He literally could jam, and it was a shame. But their old stuff before they got really poppy with Pyromania and all that stuff. But their old stuff was just really rocking.
But Rick Allen really changed the whole sound of music. He really did. Even with rap music, he really, once he lost his arm, he just created new styles of beats that no one had ever heard yet.
I don't think anybody's ever seen like an and I might be wrong on this, but I think when he came back with that electronic drum set, it was kind of, I know in rock, they weren't used to that.
No,
in
Devo
rock, they had
it.
a big drum set. Well,
Devo did it for a year.
That's Devo, though. I mean,
and there were a couple of other bands that were using the electronic drum kits, but man, Rick did it in a way that was so different than everybody else.
But rock and roll,
created
though,
these.
man.
I know, and rock music, but he created a sound and a beat that was one of the most amazing things ever.
Now I watched it was a Howard Stern clip, and Sammy Hagar has a group together now when he broke up with Van Halen. Michael Anthony, the bassist, went with him, and then they started a little band. And their drummer's Jason Bonham, John Bonham's son, and they were on Howard Stern. And instead of bringing this big drum kit, it looked like this little freaking contraption, just looked like a little box in front of him. And the way he was getting the sound out of it, you would have thought he was sitting there freaking playing on a full-on drum set. I mean, it's impressive the way that they can take something like that. And I remember Rick Allen, when he first lost his arm, he designed it where, his left foot would make up for the loss of his left arm, or his right arm. I can't remember which one it was, but it was pretty progressive. And what they did was, I remember watching a story about that as soon as he left the hospital, he started drumming. Like he was already had somebody trying to create a drum set for him while he was in a hospital.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He started drumming actually in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. But I remember in rock, everybody had the big drum sets, and that was really the first time you've seen this kind of setup. And to be able to see just how he's progressed from that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's amazing, man.
So Kevin, Cigar Prop.
Yep.
In Satan's Sex Dungeon and studio. What do you got coming up? What do you got coming up on your show? What do you got coming up?
Monday night we got Tom Werther with Line of Duty Cigars. We'll be talking with him, and we've got some cool giveaways that we'll be doing here soon with Fox Cigar. We've got a couple secret projects coming up that are going to be cool, and hopefully in the next April 22nd. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks. You should definitely be hearing about some cool epic stuff coming out of Cigar Prop and other people. So
Sounds awesome, man.
Yeah,
Wow, that sounded really specifically vague.
yeah, we'll leave it at that. Well, this isn't the only non-disclosure that I got a stack of these things laying around.
I love asking you questions. I know you're going to squirm a little bit, but
Yeah, but
no,
yeah,
but that's great, man. And listen, when is your show?
Monday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on we broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Periscope's really not a thing anymore since Twitter bought Periscope, so I don't know what's going on with that. So I don't know if Periscope is still live or not, but yeah, we broadcast there. I don't know where it goes, but you can find us everywhere. Instagram.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, you guys are blowing up, man.
Yeah,
very cool.
Kind of all over the place, so which makes it nice.
And then we also have our weekly show where you and Jessica and Jennifer and I sit down and do the Broadleaf Bullies, and we have some highly interactive and entertaining shows.
Yeah,
it's literally if you want to watch something and just if you want to see couples therapy, just watch the show.
And that's all it is, just couples therapy. It's just all the stuff that the girls won't say to us during the week. They wait until Sunday, and then they tell us about ourselves. Is what Jessica always says.
Yeah, I've learned some interesting things on those shows, especially like I think Jennifer gives me some looks too, because I think there's some times where it's like we'll be going through the week, and then I'll just be like, you know what, I cannot wait for the show. I can't wait. I can't wait. And she's like, oh, this is gonna be good for the show. And something happened tonight that is gonna be, I cannot wait for the show. I just can't wait for it because something happened tonight. And then I'm going to see Jennifer's reaction because tonight her reaction was different and was a little bit more kind of like, oh, yeah, I know. But when we get on the show and then I blurt it out, then the real reaction comes out. The real reaction, not the I don't want to get into an argument tonight reaction. It's the I'm in front of Kevin and Jessica and I want to be – sometimes Jennifer speaks volumes without saying a word.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, all right, I got you.
No, Jessica's the opposite. She speaks a lot of words.
Yes. And I think the one show, I think you and Jennifer just sat there and watched as we.
Yes. Yeah. I know Jess had a little bit of wine that night, and I think you opened up the show with a big ass corked bottle of something, and.
Yeah, it was. I know by the time we got midway through that show, there's a lot of truth serum flowing. Too much truth serum. But so yeah, next week. Actually, I just got a message from Gary. He's excited about it. He loved the promo pick. We're gonna have a pretty cool show. I'm looking forward to having him on and learning a little bit more. I know Kevin, you'll be on, firing questions in the question. And I do watch the questions that come through in the comments section. So we're gonna have on Gary, and I learn a little bit more about the brand, 1976 or 1776. Lars.
Yes, baby. Yeah, I'm all set.
How's the shoulder?
Oh, the shoulder, it hurts a little bit. But,
all right.
What are you gonna do?
How much longer do you think it's going to be until you can start playing the guitar again?
Month and a half.
All right.
Month and a half.
So I got to grab a guitar and I got to get tuned up so I can start playing for you because I know you're a freestyle rapper. But I want to play when you sing.
Okay.
I got to do something like that.
All right, we'll practice something for sure.
My amateur.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. I'd love to do that. All right, you want me to do a little freestyling again?
Dude, we're going to close off the show like we always do with a little bit of Lars freestyling, the one-shoulder wonder, champion of art, and the golden voice of the Stogie Road Diaries.
I love you, brothers. Thank you. Some say I'm a loco from around the way, but I'm the one who keeps it real night and day. Let's stop by putting your ankles up high, hey, and let me go down and lick it is red. We eat it till like candy from the candy shop. I pop that pussy till the legs wanna drop. I keep you coming till you scream, oh my God. That's when you go down and finish my ride. If there's some haters in the club, come and show me where you way. Come and show me where you way. Come and show me where you way. If there's some players in the club, come and show me where you way. Come and show me where you way. Come and show me where you at. Now you told all your girlfriends at the high school that I'm the one who turned you out and made you drool. Now all your girlfriends are dropping me the numbers. I'm tearing up so much I such a skin with the plunder. Like a river flow without no stopping. Back to booking up the pussy I'm popping. Now go wash your face up and don't start tripping. Hungry as hell and I'm heading for the kitchen. Haters in the club, come and show me where you wait. Come and show me where you wait. Come and show me where you wait. If there's some players in the club, come and show me where you wait. Come and show me where you wait. Come and show me where you wait. Yeah, now turn around, baby, baby, back the thing up. Let me give you another shot of the sweet stuff. Let the honey flow like there ain't no stopping. Baby, lick it up like a ready whip top and cream. Steam like it was a dream, but never hold back. You know what I mean? Shake it with top, baby, you know you got it. Shake it with top, baby, you know you got it. Now haters in the club, come and show me where you at. Come and show me where you at. Come and show me where you at. If there's some players in the club, come and show me where you at. Come and show me where you at. Come and show me where you at. And there it is, baby.
All right, man. We still got to get you to do an intro for the bullies.
No, I'm working on it, dude. If this thing hadn't happened, I would have already gotten it finished. This shoulder replacement thing.
Kevin is on the. I know Kevin's mentioned it to me before, so
I will get that done. Hopefully, I can get it done within the next week. My arm has been kind of put me back a little bit on everything.
Yeah, listen, bro.
Hey, Cricket, how are you, baby?
She likes the shield, Kev. She needs the Cricket. You got to check out. Is it on Cigar Prop? The pictures that you have.
Yeah, on the Cigar Prop Instagram page.
Cigar Prop Instagram page. Check out that incredible shield, blocking nothing but pure nakedness of Kevin Shayan.
Yeah. It was. I was honored to get that. There's only a few of those made, and I'm not sure if I've ever seen another red one out in the wild. So I'm definitely.
That's awesome.
Matt's a cool dude.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys. Kevin, first of all, I want to thank you for hopping on. Duncan messaged me earlier tonight and said that he got stuck at work and couldn't make it. He's actually getting a pretty good recovery with his elbow injury, which is good news.
Yeah,
he's out of the cast. You know, he's
out. Okay.
Yeah, some swelling, some pain, but he's doing a lot better. So I'm really happy for him. So I appreciate you hopping on here last second and
yeah, it was awesome
helping us
had a blast
with the show. It's always a great time with you, Lars. It's always a great time with you. Next week we're gonna have on Gary. Love you too. Listen, guys, everybody have a great evening, a great weekend, and I'm gonna talk to the owners of FH Cigar, maybe going live on Saturday during their soft launch in Simpsonville, South Carolina. If you're in the area, make sure your Stogie Road finds you at the new FH2 in Simpsonville, South Carolina for the soft launch this Saturday. From Kevin, a Cigar Prop, and Lars, the world champion of art. Not art, but art. This is Care. Everybody have a great night.